Hello. I think I'm here. Am I here? What is happening? Oh my gosh, you guys. Seriously. I think. Oh, there we are. And my head is neon. I'm sorry, guys. This has been a month. I think I'm on. Pretty sure I'm on. Okay. And yes, my hair's still wet. I am like running like crazy today. Hello, everyone. Who do we have? Hello, Sasha. Welcome. And Eileen and Ashley. And who else do we have? Ilya. Happy birthday, Ilya. All right. And if anybody else is there but not chatting, hello to you as well. Okay. Um, so, hello, Krista. Okay. There was actually stuff I wanted to talk about, and I can't. You'd never guess, would you, that I just got officially diagnosed after just a ridiculous session of hours long testing. I got my official ADHD diagnosis, and it turns out it's not a mild case of ADHD. Thank you so much, Sasha. I just redid my conditioner today. Why is that like blowing my face out? Hang on one second. Let me do this because I'm tired of my face. Um, yeah, so apparently I am profoundly ADHD. Hello, Meta. Thank you. Thank you. I am happy to be included in the group. Makes me feel so much less alone. But the weird thing, I know we're supposed to be painting, and I'm going to get to that, I swear. The weird thing about it is I I read a lot about like unmasking, and I know that I am a master masker. Um, and that sometimes after you get a diagnosis, you just kind of unmask, whether you mean to or not. And I think that's happening. And part of the reason why I was so insanely late this morning, how late was I? 12 minutes. This is not too bad. You lost sound? I still see sound. Really? What's happening? It looks okay. I see you. Okay, let's see if that's better. I think that's a different microphone. That might not sound. Okay. Does that sound okay or does that sound bad? Because I think it's coming in through my camera. All right. Um, yeah, so anyway, I used to always be early to things because I was afraid of being late. And now I'm just late to things because I don't manage time well. I want to show you what I'm doing. This is not amazing. This is not, this is just me kind of exploring based on our conversation this month. The mark making conversation has really opened something up in me. And that's something I really want to work on is, kind of diversifying my marks and focusing on them a little bit more. So I have been working on these. I think they look terrible. Please don't be confused thinking that I'm like, these are wonderful, because they ain't. But they're really exciting for me because they're scribbly and the marks are very different from what I typically do. And I'm also trying to work with colors that I'm uncomfortable with, and use them in ways that I'm uncomfortable with. So these three pieces feel extraordinarily uncomfortable to me. And they're probably going to end up getting gessoed over. Like, I don't have any... there's no illusion that these are going to turn into masterpieces. And that's not me being critical or negative. That's just real. And when you accept things like that about your paintings, that sometimes you can play and things don't turn out well, I think the more likely you are to allow yourself to play. You like this one the best? Oh man. I think that's my least favorite one. I think this is my favorite sky. I don't love it, but I think that's my favorite sky. But yeah, let yourself, just remind yourself, this might be garbage. This might not turn out well at all. And then that allows you to just explore and see what happens. Oh, thank you, Sasha. You're so sweet. You're so nice. This looks like a reflection in water. Yeah, kind of. I don't know what I was going for. I wanted this one to just be a little bit more abstracted. So I like that you see something like that in it. Cool. I like that. But anyway, I'm going to keep going on these. I have used, what did I use besides paint? I think I used a little bit of Inktense pencil and then just regular, what are these? Prismacolors. Yeah, just regular Prisma pencils. And then of course paint. I feel like I need to rattle this cage a little bit. Let's see. I'm really trying to just follow instinct and intuition. So what that looks like for me is I look at something and I see something. Don't gesso it, mail it. Oh, thank you, Ashley. When I look at something and I see something, like, for example, right now, this bit is calling to me a little bit. And I don't think you can see that real well, but there's a good bit of like yellow in there, which is kind of creating an orange with the background. So I see something and I think, ooh, I really like that. And I recognize that I feel like I want more of that. And so I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to hem and haw over it. What color should I use? Where should I put it? What does that even mean? I'm just going to go for it. That looks like orange. So now I feel like I want some orange in here. So my new favorite color is this transparent orange. It's delicious. And some matte medium because obviously. Yeah. But these are good little playgrounds. Not every painting has to be work or even worthwhile. Sometimes we need playgrounds, and good grief. What do you guys think of that orange? Do you hate it? Did I ruin that? I'm going to do it on all of them. Stop thinking too much about it. Oh, I love that color. I was not feeling these paintings, but man, that orange is what I wanted. And there's probably a really terrifying young child walking past my house, so Freya's got to protect us from that. We don't like the orange, huh? I love it. It's such a good color, isn't it? So this is the Liquitex transparent orange with some matte medium, obviously. I feel like I need more of this somewhere in this one. Let's bleed this down this way. Yeah. Yeah, this is officially my new favorite color. I've always wanted like a really nice transparent orange, and they're really hard to find. This is actually the first one I've ever had. Look at the way those colors play. So, sorry. Yeah. I want you guys to do that. I want you to feel like you can do that. That you can take a canvas or a piece of paper or even a sheet of cardboard. I almost did these on cardboard. I like painting on cardboard. And just give yourself a playground. Say you have the transparent orange. Whoa, highly recommend. Tell yourself when you sit down, this is a playground, and a playground doesn't have to look like anything. It doesn't have to do anything. If it helps, keep a couple canvases around that. They're your playground canvases. And when you're done playing and you're like, okay, there's nothing else that I feel like I want to do to these, they're terrible or whatever, gesso over them and use them for playgrounds again the next time. Yeah. Ilya, that's me. She says, I said I wouldn't hang most of my paintings on the wall. They disagree. So you gave some away. I don't hang my art on my own walls very often. I have one over there. Let's see, it's right there. You can't see it. My camera's in the way. That I just put there as a placeholder. My husband won't let me take it down. I have a couple in my living room, and that's really it. I don't hang my own art in my house. Okay. So inspiration time, or intuition time, says that I need to introduce more of that teal in, because that teal is gonna play so beautifully off of that orange. And now I don't hate this. That's the bismuth yellow, the golden, where is it? This light bismuth yellow. That's what I used here. And I really hated it, but I figured, I'll glaze over it. And I don't hate it anymore. Oh, I don't have her hanging. I don't even know where she is. She's around here somewhere. I do want to hang her, because that's one that I won't sell. I'm going to keep that one. Okay, before I move on and add more blue, I think I need to deepen some of my shadows just a bit. Your goal is to cover your house with your own art. That is beautiful. I love that. I don't hang my art because my house is not really, it's not really the same aesthetic as my art. If you can see my living room here, it's painted bright yellow. Yes, those lights are on my ceiling year round, and they're on all day, every day. My kitchen is pink, actually, bright pink. Probably about like almost that color pink, which looks hotter to you on the screen. But yeah, So a lot of my moody art, it doesn't even look good in my own house. I am gonna use a trashed up brush. Let's see. How about... I love this brush. So this is it's a Utrecht brush. It's a natural bristle, but it's been used and abused, and its head is all... Come on, focus. There we go. Its head is all like weird and gets away. And so I really like that brush. So oh yeah, your studio's looking great, Eileen, too. I like all the paintings that you have everywhere. They look really nice. Meta, I bet I have you beat. My studio is a nightmare. It always is. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, sorry about that. You're lucky if all I give off is one sneeze. Okay, so here's where I'm trying to loosen up my brushwork again. I would typically hold my brush like this, but that's how I would typically do it. And I'm trying to open that up and change things a little bit. So maybe I should hold it like this. Maybe like that. What feels the weirdest? Try this with your marks. Just figure out what feels the weirdest. Like that. This feels awful. I'm going to try it. Okay. Sorry, now my nose is going to be running for the rest of my life. See, I absolutely have lost quite a bit of control. And that's good. That's why I did it. Oh, let me open Discord. Using your left hand is the weirdest? Yeah, absolutely. And maybe I should try some of that too. Okay. Oh, Meta, you sweet summer child. Oh, I love that you chose that room for your studio. That makes me happy. It looks great. If my studio looked like that, I'd be like, guys, look, my studio is so tidy. It doesn't look like that. But that's also part of my ADHD. So yeah, next I'm gonna have an appointment with my regular doctor and see if I can get, I can't hold it like that. Oh my gosh, I am so uncomfortable like that. I'm actually not enjoying the marks I'm getting like that either. Yeah, with my GP to, talk about like some meds. So that's still almost a month out though, so I get to be all kinds of a mess until then. Can't help it, guys. I'm back onto my standard. My standard hold. Okay, we're gonna do some of that. A lot of my mark making is, done with my hands. Okay, that's getting a bit chaotic. I wish I could just get my my storage cart, I have a big Craftsman tool chest over here. And I'll show you. I'm not ashamed. All right, I am a little ashamed. There's my, yeah. So this is what I'm working with. Oh, hey. Why did it go to there? I have no idea what's happening. Anyway, you can see my mess. I would never show anybody else that mess. Only you guys. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people who can do it without meds, and but I know, because I've lived with myself for the past 48 years, I ain't one of them. So, I'm sorry. Reminders. Yeah, I feel like I've struggled enough for the last several decades that I'm going to give myself the luxury of trying meds, and maybe I'll hate them. But maybe I'll be able to get back to my job, because I know now that the reason I got so burnt out and quit making videos was because I was going through an intense burnout, like a neurodivergent burnout. There's lots of different ones, and they are very real, and I know that that's what I have been experiencing for the last several years, and I just want to get past that and feel like I can do my job again, because I miss being the person that I was. I miss having, my routine and just being able to function. And that burnout took all of that away from me, and it's been years now, and I still haven't gotten it back. And so I think that's what I'm hoping for the most. I really want to come back publicly. And I keep trying, but I keep failing because I haven't dealt with what caused me to leave in the first place. Yeah. Yeah. It is a superpower. It really is. And I think anybody who doesn't experience it, who hasn't experienced it, I don't think that they understand what that means, but it really is, because if I can get hyper-focused on something, like just really fall into something and want to do nothing else, I don't do anything else. Like, if I could get hyper-focused on making videos again, guys, I would come back with a screaming vengeance. And, it's weird because it's not enough to want to do something, because I want to come back with a screaming vengeance, and I would love to get back to doing, the weekly tutorials like I did before, but wanting it isn't enough. Because my brain stops me from doing it in a lot of ways, in a ton of ways. Good for you. Good. Guys, you are giving me so much hope. So much hope in this. Let's get a little bit of this. This is just feeling a little bit too, I want it to feel a little more chaotic, a little burny, like maybe almost like a super hot. This feels like a super hot, almost tropical sunset to me. Okay, let's get... You know what kind of marks I have a hard time making? Remember I told you to kind of pay attention to marks that you, the marks that you naturally make, or the marks that you naturally avoid making. I noticed that I avoid making very many hard edges, in especially in landscapes, and quite often to my detriment. You got to have something that separates, the soft edges from the hard edges, and yeah, I have a hard time doing that. Hang on one sec. Let's do this again. My audio was coming through the camera. Let me know if suddenly you can't hear me again. You know what I need? Pencil. Number 2 pencil. But I gotta sharpen it. I just want some really fine, scratchy marks in there. I don't want the hard, dark ones like I got with the Prisma pencil. Just something very, very subtle. All right. Oh, did somebody post something? Ooh, I love your chaos, Ilya. Thanks, Meta. Yes. I don't know about the sparkly energy, but I try. Okay, let's see. See how I'm leaning into the chaos? But I'm using contour lines. These are contour lines because they're telling you how the ground moves and where that cross contour lines. So these are like my cross contour lines. And I love a little chaos. Yeah, good. I hope that sound isn't bugging anybody. It's a very scratchy sound. Does this make anyone nervous doing this with the pencil? Or do you do anything like this? You can't really even see those lines on there. Let's see. You can see some of my lines that I just did with the pencil. But if it's too much, paint them over. Okay, let's see. Let's what brush do we use? I think I'm going to use a brush that I wouldn't use. I hate this brush, but I've been using it a lot lately. This crappy old Artist Loft Bright that's just all puffy and stupid, and I hate this brush, but I'm going to use it. because I hate it. I was going to put my fingers in that, but this is cobalt teal, so I don't think I want to rub cobalt into my skin. Freya's going to bark again. Sorry, guys. Oh, we did it anyway. Not when I do it, only only when you do it. Good. Do it more. It's good for you. Whoa. There's a bunch of stuff on the floor too. And I just almost died on it. This is too, this feels way too hesitant, too kind of afraid to be there. So, there. That's not afraid to be there. All right. Cobalt, probably. Yes, I would probably have to do it a lot and very consistently to get poisoned by it. Yeah, probably. But I have a tendency to just stick my hands in paint, without thinking about it always. So I would say that I probably do it pretty regularly. Um, so it's probably best to just squash that before it becomes a consistent thing that causes problems. Not afraid to be there. Heck yeah. Playground. That's all this is. Except this one, this is why I started using the teal in the first place. This one feels like it wants to be very heavy teal, just almost like completely flat at the bottom. And like the everything else is kind of emerging up out of it. So this one is going to get a little bit more, a little bit heavier. Now this one looks all afraid. That's fun. Okay. These are probably going to go into the gesso pile. They won't be masterpieces. Will they be okay? They might be. I might pull them out. but they won't be masterpieces. You know what this needs now? I bet if you think really hard and knowing me, you'll be able to tell me what's coming next. That I do. No, these are crazy. You guys are into this? Like legit. Tell me tell me if you think that like this is something that is worthwhile. Because I exactly, Eileen, thank you. Because I'm very critical of my own work, and I'm very I have very strong rejection sensitivity. And so sometimes I think, wow, I really like this, but nobody else is going to like it. I'll just keep this to myself, you know? And then I don't pursue them any farther. Um, so sometimes I genuinely don't know if what I'm doing is something that people would like or not. Not that I care about, these if they're, but I'm just curious because I am enjoying these. I think that they look a lot better than I expected them to look when I put that yellow in the sky the other day, yesterday, I think. But I've been wrong before. Yep, splatters. Do not gesso the right one. Good. You loved them more before the teal. I understand that. And the teal is not going to stay like that. Um, yeah, no, I definitely, I'm enjoying the way they're coming along. I just am not a good judge of my own work sometimes, I think. All right. Yeah, no, the teal is, there was earlier, before I did the yellow and more of the pink, there was a lot more teal in here. Probably even more than what's in here now. So, things kind of like the balance shifts until I find a place where I'm like, okay, I like this balance. Um, we have missed you too, Sasha. I'm so glad that you're here. Um, yeah, guys, so I thought I would just kind of put these events to bed and just not do them anymore. I genuinely thought, these guys are so sweet. They're just hanging out with me so that I'm not alone. See, it's that rejection sensitivity. I think they don't actually get anything out of this. They do it because they feel bad for you and they don't want you to be alone. Um, but if it's something that you guys genuinely enjoy, I'm open to doing it more. I just didn't want to, force feed it on you. And anyway, okay. I am liking these. I need stuff to dry though before I can do anything else because I got lots of wet colors on here. I'm going to mute you real quick so I can use my hair dryer. You know the routine. Good grief, that cobalt is so wet. Let me see. I'm gonna be lazy. I don't want to smear it or streak it, but I want to get. That's good. This one, golly, I don't want to get rid of that drip though. Oh well. Kill your darlings, right? Well, I will. You guys hanging out with me makes me feel good. Okay, that is. Whoa, as I almost die again. Much better. Much, 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 much better. Okay, now. I'm going to go back into. Um, well, thanks. Yeah, we still need to do. We talked about doing a like a Google Live thing or something. We should do that. Okay. Now I have to be so deliberate with this color because this could be a make or break. Okay, I'm looking at the screen so I can read it a little bit better and see where I might want to put this color. I'm using that bismuth color, the light yellow bismuth. This one for sure needs a bit more. Right up in here. I know that orange is getting tamped down, but I'm going to bring that orange back. That orange is going to be the kind of the centerpiece of all of these, I think. It's building a little bit of texture and value differences. My brush is too long. It's bonking my computer. Hang on one sec. Can't get my angle. Getting too tight there. Break it open a little bit. Not quite sure what's happening up here, but we'll figure it out. That's going to need some orange in it too. Okay. I actually don't like that up in the corner. I was going to add more to it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to get rid of that later. And I feel like I'm getting too tight and too, like, just too tight and too specific. That's when you start to see me doing things like that. Much better. We'll see what happens here. Oh, actually, this one's kind of starting to remind me a little bit of one of my favorite watercolor artists. Um, Ouch. Are you guys familiar with Anne Blockley? Man, she is so amazing. And this feels a lot like one of her paintings. Maybe I'm going to chase that for a minute. How's Mr. Jane? Oh, you guys. I tell you what, this has been a month at our house. It's been a month. You know about our water. We were 11 days without water. We finally have water. I had to change a bunch of outlets in my studio the other day, which is why this place is a little more of a mess than usual. And it took me most of the day to change two outlets. And then, day before yesterday, Thursday night, Vince went to his Taekwondo class, like he always does. And about an hour later, he called me and said, I need you to come get me because I need to go to the hospital. So he said, I broke my hand. Well, he did not break his hand, but he did almost completely break off the tip of his ring finger on his left hand. Almost completely. Yeah. So he is currently all splinted up and on painkillers, and I feel I feel for the boy, but other than that, he's good. Yeah, she sells a lot of books. I think I'm missing her newest book because I don't think it's in print anymore. Um, but yeah, I absolutely love her stuff. And so I'm going to chase that. Just get me like a nice negative space tree in here. We've talked about painting in the negative space before. So that's kind of what I'm going to do in here. There might be a couple of trees. Let's see. Connect that there, maybe. Um, Oh, you do have one of her books? Yeah, she's fabulous. Fabulous. She's really who made me want to get into watercolor. I just don't have the patience to paint the way that she does. Not with watercolor, anyway. She'll like put down a bunch of paint onto a piece of paper and lay textiles or leaves or plastic or whatever on it and then let it dry completely and then come back to it. I can't do that. I cannot do that with watercolor, especially. I have got to I've got to control the drying time so that I can just get to it. If I leave it to dry and then come back to it, probably not going to come back to it. I know this one's getting away, but I think I'm pretty happy with it. It's doing a thing I want it to do. I've talked before lots of times about, you know, learning to think two steps ahead. And that's what painting like this requires. So, what I mean by that is I'm going through here and I'm losing my line, and this paint is really thin and it just looks so messy. And up here, everything is so messy and convoluted. And I've kind of got a bit of a tree, and then I've got a tree that's like kind of trying to be a tree, but it's also disappearing. And it's not, it's not exactly what I want. But I know that next I'm going to come in with darker colors. I'm going to glaze. This is not going to be this color. Um, I can come back and do more of this so this doesn't look so fuzzy. I can fix up the tree when I do that. So like, I'm not worried about any of that. I still need some of this color on the ground. Um, yeah, so it does look weird and it kind of looks awful, and I don't care in the slightest. Bold. Okay. Contradictory to add what? Ow. Oh yeah, we gotta do this bottom one. I think I'm gonna use the same brush. No, I'm not. I'll use this cruddy one. Um, just a little more of that color. Oh, 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 to ADD. I see. Sorry, I thought you meant add. Oh, you mean about. No, that's exactly my ADHD. I don't have the patience to sit and wait for it to dry. I need it to dry right now so that I can get to it. Because once I lose interest or lose focus on something, I'm not coming back. Okay. Let's. Mhm. Oh my. Oh, that's okay. This is one of my new favorite colors, but you guys know this. This naphthol pink. Guys, I can't get enough of that color. It's so amazing and it's so opaque. Told you the blue would be kicked back a bit. I think it really adds to the stormy, that kind of stormy vibe I'm going for, the blue. Oh, two steps ahead. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's is that I've I read about something that a lot of neurodivergent people use what's called um, top-down thinking, and I don't really fully understand that concept, but I imagine that that's part of that. You know, that crazy moment when you find out that a brush that you've hated for years actually does exactly what you want it to do? I hate this garbage brush, but I love it. Do not stick your fingers in naphthol either. Is this a hue? Nope, it is not a hue. So that is naphthol in there. Come on. I have way too much going on in here, so I'm just going to kind of soften that back a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, for reals, right, Ilya? Sometimes that's why um, I think I sound dumb when I talk because my brain is like going, and then, and it's just like, and my mouth can't keep up with it. So, yeah. Oh, I didn't do any on the top one. Top one needs a good bit of this nap fall. Don't like that. Bye bye there. I'm gonna blend in the top of this, the top edge of this tree. I kind of want the top edge of this tree to just almost disappear into the sky. That chaos is going to be good. I promise. Actually, I don't promise, but I know what I'm going to do to it. And in my head, it looks good. So, again, with my marks, there's something I'm doing here. I'm creating a lot of broken edges, but some very heavy, bold ones too. And they're contrasting really nicely with some of these thinner applications of paint. So remember that your marks are more than just like a scribble or, whatever. It's every decision you make about the way to handle your paint or your pencil or whatever it is. I think I want to fuzz out this horizon too. I don't want any real definition between the sky and the ground over here. You can keep the ground over in this area special. Much better. I think these are good. Bye, Ashley. Thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, good. I'm glad you're doing your homework. Good, good. Bye, Ilya. Love you to death. What time is it? Have I been going for over an hour? Probably. But now I'm in it. I don't want to stop. So I might just stay. If you guys got to go, I get it. I am not offended if you leave. Um, but I know me. And the second I turn off my camera, I'll stop. And I don't want to stop. So I'm just going to keep going. But do not feel obligated to stay. Okay, I'm going to mute you again for just a sec. Okay, I think that's dry enough. What did you just post, Meta? That's beautiful. Ooh, I like that. Um, awesome. Thanks, Sasha. Okay. I can't even lie. I really am enjoying this. I need some more glazing. I just used a tiny palette for this one, thinking, oh, I'm just going to use a few colors. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of room. My big palette. My green gold actually grew a beard, a big, puffy gray beard. And I was really horrified by that and grossed out. So can't use my big palette right this minute. This is some kind of a transparent pinky color. What is this color? Oh, it's the Utrecht primary magenta. You can't see it. That's what it is. It works really good with that Naphthol pink. They're very similar in mass tone. Pulls that teal right in line with the pink. And thinking 2 steps ahead here again. It is going to make that sunset amazing. Okay. 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks isn't too bad. Um, really, if your wet pellet is clean and, stored properly, really you should be able to um, keep a wet pellet for, a month or two. It depends on like having good paint hygiene, which I don't have because I use these two big tubs of water and they get nasty really fast. So what I mean by hygiene is I'm dipping my brush into this filthy, dirty, murky paint water that I will probably I kind of keep them longer than I probably should. I don't change them until they really gross me out. And so when I dip my paintbrush in that and I'm using some of that water, I'm bringing some of that dirty water to my palette. So sometimes my paint palette doesn't last as long because of things like that. But yeah, if you have good paint hygiene, you should be able to keep a palette for a bit. Yeah. Some colors though, some colors just don't do well in a wet palette, and green gold is one of them. Green gold gets a lot of the golden paints actually, they get gelatinous and yucky. I need to do something with this tree. Let's try this. I'm going to try my long liner instead. But I am not going to make long liner marks. Just pushing up into it. Yeah, that's much better. Much more like what I was looking for. So I want the top of this tree to fade into the sky, but that doesn't mean that I want it to look like it just got cut off at the stump. I still want something going on in here. I just want it to be almost indistinguishable from the sky for the most part. You guys can't really see that. Oh, so satisfying. Probably absolutely destroying this brush, but I'm getting the look I want out of it, and that's really all that matters. So, no, I think I really like trees blending into the sky. That's something that I've actually spent a bit of time trying to perfect that. I have quite a few paintings that I've done where the top edge of the tree just almost disappears into the sky. I'm not hating that. All right, let's see what's going on. I feel like this one is starting to get away from me right here. Hmm. Maybe I need a little bit more on the horizon here. Just kind of feels like that's a clump that's just like floating. That's a little better. I think once I do some glazing, that'll read out a little bit better. Just want to make sure that's dark, dark, dark gray in there. Whoa. All right. I don't think I want to do anything to those trees there. Maybe just make sure it's nice and dark. But I like the shape of those. I really like what's going on in the sky right there. I don't want to mess that up. So we're just going to make sure it's nice and dark here. Oh, this is a very, very wet paper towel. I just squeezed it and a bunch of water came out of it. Time for a new one. Okay. I need to get a little more dark. This one, I feel like I need a lot more dark actually in that one. Then I'll start doing some glazing. Thank you, Meta. Just wait until that orange comes back. The orange is kind of like an afterthought at this moment, but that orange is coming back with a vengeance. And I don't like the idea of this teal taking over from the bottom anymore, so we're just going to bring that dark down a little bit. So one thing I'm considering trying out, and you guys tell me honestly how you feel about this. Um, I, in an effort to come back publicly, which really is my goal. I know I've done it a million times, but I want to find a way that I can do it. Um, what if I did things like this publicly? Do you think that that would be something that, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what I'm asking. Do you think I should try that? I would find a way still to have it be a little bit more special for you guys somehow. Um, whether that's, you know, using our Discord where you guys can share some things you're doing while I'm live and I can share those, or whether I only allow you guys to chat, or whatever. I don't know. I'll figure that out, and I would still find a way to do this simply with you guys, solely with you guys. Um, so, but I honestly, I think I am done, at least for now, with step by step tutorials. I just don't think that, I think I burned that candle at both ends and now it's gone. But that doesn't mean that I don't have things to share still. So I don't know. What do you guys think? If you think absolutely not, you want to keep this for yourselves, say so. Just get a bit more dark in there. That'll increase the drama of that bright pink, getting that dark in there. Yeah, if I only respond to members, yeah, absolutely. I think I need just a little something, something in this guy here. That will help actually fade that tree in a bit too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, Eileen, I appreciate that. That's sweet. I think Ilya left. Suggesting pre-record the painting bit and just talk to us. I used to do that, Meta. I did that years ago, and it got real stale real fast. Remember Eileen? I think Eileen is the only person here right now who was here back then. Oh, I gotcha. Um, don't you remember that, Eileen, when we used to do the watch parties? I just felt like they got stale. I feel like people kind of got bored of them. I know I got bored of them. And recording is no, yeah, pre-recording is just not an option for me right now because that's part of the reason that I got so burnt out was recording requires editing, and editing is just an absolutely insane amount of work. Just it's yeah, not something I want to go back to. That's why we do our podcast live, actually, too, because it could take me 2 days to edit a painting video, 2 full days, and oh, I can't do that anymore. I just can't. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can make it so that only members can comment. I am almost feeling like that might be a little gatekeepy, though. Um, what if we did where, uh, yeah, I think, what if we did where, you guys post something or I take suggestions on what to do or, like the regular chit chat is, the regular chit chat is fine. But important stuff like show me how to do this, or I can't figure out how to do this, or whatever, that stuff would only come from you guys. And, you could share things in Discord, I can share them on my screen, but like the everyday Joe doesn't get that kind of attention. Um, I'm wondering about something like that. What do you think? Just get a few more lines in here. Everything's getting kind of paintbrushy and blendy. Just a little more texture in here. If we only chatted on Discord, oh, I don't think I could do that. I think that would be because I'm juggling like 3 screens right now and painting. So I don't know. I don't know because I also said, we do the things, the special things coming out of Discord, so I have to keep an eye on Discord anyway. So I don't know. I'll think about it. You guys think about it too. I'm open to all of your suggestions. Oh, sad. This tree is just looking a little stiff, so we're just gonna give it a few little twiggy, snaggly lines and hope that livens things up a little bit. Oh, nice. That's funny. My dog would just bark at you the whole time. She's like that. When we had people working on our house, when our water was broken, it was really cold out, and one of the workers got left here alone. And so Vince was very nice. He was like, "Why don't you come inside and have some coffee? It's cold." So the guy came in, and Freya barked at him at first, and then she let him give her a treat, and she, let him pet her, and she kind of hung out by him. And then she started barking at him again, just out of the blue, barking at this poor guy who had been sitting there for like 30 minutes. She's so cute, but I don't know that she's entirely smart. Yeah, no, Eileen, that's a really good question. What is my goal? And I think my goal is to, yeah, it's to get back to being a regular um, poster, like a poster, a regular YouTuber like I was. That was my job. And, I essentially don't have a job right now. I suck. Um, and, that was paying my bills. And it doesn't really pay my bills anymore. But yeah, I'd like to be able to get back to that, to be able to, contribute to my household and feel like I'm doing something important, feel like maybe that's really self-serving, but I feel like helping people learn how to paint was something I was really good at, and I do feel like I was bringing good things into the world with that, and I'd like to get back to that. Yeah, that's nice. Don't be offended. I know I know what you mean. I know what you mean. That's so funny that you say a creeper at the window. I did have a creeper at the window one time, didn't I, Eileen? And it wasn't Eileen. Eileen just knows about it. Aw, poor UPS guy. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, my membership is number one. You guys are my number one. Um, absolutely. And uh yeah, I don't know that I could do a weekly thing publicly, at least not right now. It would have to be, once or twice a month. But I said it wasn't you. So, okay, so the story. Several years ago, I had a studio. It was just like a little old house that had been converted into an office. And I rented that for a year for my studio. And one, one of my followers um, was coming through town and had the address to my studio for some reason. I don't remember why. And later on Facebook, like later that day or something, she posted a picture um, of my studio. And she's like, I was going to come knock on the door and say hi, but I didn't want to bother you. And I was like, so she was almost literally hiding in a bush looking in my window. Almost literally. I think she was in her car, but yeah. Um, okay. I think I'm going to do a glaze and then I'll probably let you guys go because I feel like I'm to that point in these paintings where the intuition almost shuts off or it just kind of dies down a little bit. And then I start making decisions and um yeah, she might have shipped something. Maybe that's why she had the address. Um when I start making decisions, especially when I'm doing something I'm not terribly familiar with, then I can start making bad decisions. So I think I'm going to do this glaze and then call it a day on these. Mm, yeah, I think I'm going to leave that. Let me soften it a little bit. Yeah, I think it's too much. Oh, that's not bad, actually. See, I told you that teal would be much more subdued. Uh-oh, my neighbor is texting me, so. She must be sending me pictures. When she starts texting me, sometimes my phone just, or my watch is just buzzing. She'll probably send me 10 or 15 photos in a row. I love her. I love, love, love that right there. I wonder if I could cut the canvas. I bet I could, huh? That might be a good idea. Just cut out the pieces that I like the best. It really does. Glazing is, I cannot. I can't. I can't live without it. I can't paint without it. I don't, for out of all the things that I try and change about the way I paint, I don't foresee a time when I will ever say, "Ah, I think I'm going to try not glazing." Like if I ever say that, probably have me checked into a hospital or something. Oh no. This one's still your favorite? Yeah, I was worried that it was getting away from me, but I feel like I kind of reined it back in a bit. Get bold with that orange. You've considered wet many times. I feel like my brain is not engaged today and I keep losing the thread in chat. Sorry. A little bit of this pink. Tamp that blue down a bit more. This is that transparent pink. Thank you, thank you. Making a call to get me a bed. Oh, at a hospital. Yeah. Yeah. I might need you to. I might need it. Okay. I am not fully convinced that these are done, but I am pretty happy with them. I feel like this one is bugging me. I very well may cut this canvas. You're not kidding at all. I know you're not. Just darken it a little more. All out of green. It's mostly just purple now. This bottom area is going to need something else. It's just too big of a, just kind of a fuzzy mess. So, and I don't know what to do with it. And I don't have anything in my head that's screaming, do this, except maybe cut it off. So I think I'm going to let them be for today. I don't hate them. Thanks for hanging out with me while I did them, you guys. Um, I don't know that I would feel any better about them if I did them without you. Oh, I kind of like that. That's an interesting texture. Just opening up that canvas texture a little bit. Yeah, I'll let it sit. Thank you guys. I love when you guys come hang out with me. That makes me feel very happy and helps keep me motivated painting. So I appreciate it. And we'll do it more. I just honestly thought that everybody was kind of over it. So I was like, we'll just let that go. I don't need to make a thing of it. But I appreciate you guys and I love you guys. And I hope you have an amazing Saturday night. And if you're into it, we do have our podcast tonight. And if you're not into it, that's okay too. So, all right, guys, love ya, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, I won't cut it. I promise. Bye.